Everybody has a million reasons to blow your brains out with Rick E. Warden, Dave Jarvis, and tonight's special guest, Rick Perry. Welcome, everyone, to Outlaw Video TV. We're going to have a good time. Hello, Rick Perry. I got my heavy metal
Hey,
shirt
Ricky, how's
on.
it going?
Heavy metal till I die.
Beautiful.
That's right.
Beautiful. I love Wednesdays. Did you know that, Ricky? I love Wednesdays. And this is why I love Wednesdays. I love getting to talk to interesting musicians from around DFW, don't you?
I love it. You've been doing a kick-ass job. I've got some great feedback, David Jarvis. Yeah. He's lined up a few interviews, you know. It's been a rough getting going here, Rick Perry, as you know.
Yeah, we're trying to create the Joe Rogan experience, but with DFW musicians.
That's great.
You know, because everybody gets those superficial questions. We really want to delve deep into the inner Rick Perry.
Let's see what's really going on.
Yeah, the chocolatey center.
That's right.
So here's what it is
I
started this shit on my cell phone, Rick Perry, and now I'm officially, as you can see, in my studio with my headset. And so in that process, Dave Jarvis pretty much had to take the lead here and, you know, line up some interviews and do some interviews, and he's done a kick-ass job. So I want everybody to know that out of the gates. Thank you, David Jarvis.
Oh, no, thank you, sir.
And also,
y'all have done some good ones too.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
Hey, that Rivet Head was classic.
Oh, that was great. That was great. And Foul Mouth Willie last week, that was lovely.
I didn't see that one. I'll check that one out too.
Oh yeah, we spent the first half hour just talking about samurai movies. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Have you seen any good movies lately, Rick Perry?
Lately, there was one I watched not too long ago. The Black Phone. It was a horror movie.
Oh, yeah, with Stephen King's son wrote that.
It was pretty good.
I've heard good things.
It had a Stephen King flavor to it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
That was Ethan Hawke, right?
Yeah. He's a serial killer, and he captures this kid and has him captive in his basement. And then the kid is being coached on how to deal with the serial killer by the ghosts of the other kids that he's previously killed. So it's pretty interesting.
That sounds wicked. I got to see that.
Yeah.
Was there a good soundtrack?
Well, yeah, it was set in the 70s. So, you know, it had, you know, 70s soundtrack, you know, 70s classic rock songs. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Any favorites?
I can't remember if there was anything in particular, but there was some good ones. It seemed like there was some, it was some stuff like, it had like some T-Rex and Kiss and stuff like that, you know.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Bang a gong and get it on.
Other than that, there was some other ones I've seen recently. You know what I saw the other day I'd never seen before was it's free on YouTube, is the 1956 version of Moby Dick. I'd never seen that one.
Wow.
With, you know, Captain Ahab and Ishmael and the whole thing. That was pretty good.
Was it in color?
Yeah. I'd never seen it. Gregory Peck is Ahab. He's great.
Gregory Peck. Oh shit, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It's free.
How about that? Moby Dick for free, everybody, on YouTube.
We're advertising free dick on YouTube, everybody.
Why not?
Hey, we're blowing our brains out.
Right.
Hey, I want to tell everybody listening to ask any questions you want in the chat. I am doing an interview, but I will keep an eye on the chat and make sure if you ask a question, I get it to Rick Perry or Dave Jarvis. And if any bands are paying attention, y'all want to come on after the interview and promote your shows coming up, we'll welcome you for that after the interview. Hey, Rick Perry, we go a long way back, man. Thank you a bunch for everything, and it's good to have you on tonight.
Yes, we do.
I have a couple of good
We've gone a very long way back.
I have a couple of good questions that'll take us back, and I think give everybody a good way to kind of, because we're all amongst friends, and of course the thousands of people watching worldwide. But give everybody a real good idea how you got started. So, how did you get into heavy metal music, Rick Perry?
How did I get into heavy metal? Man, I got into heavy metal by being a fan of Kiss, I guess,
Kick ass.
Around 1976, 1977. Yeah. I was
okay. So, what was
I
your
saw
first
Kiss,
Kiss?
and
What was
at
your
the time
first
I was
Kiss
just
experience?
I was a little kid, and I wasn't even interested in music at all. I was just into comic books and monster movies and things like that. And I saw Kiss on TV they were on the Halloween. They had a Paul Lynde Halloween special, and I was just fascinated by them, with their costumes and makeup and everything. And because I was into comic books and science fiction, things like that, it just appealed to me.
Yeah.
And I got totally into it. And
do you remember the first record?
Kiss pretty much got me fascinated with the idea. Rock and Roll Over. Yeah, was the first one I got. Yeah.
Wow. Kick ass.
Rock and Roll Over, and then Alive, and all those early ones. I loved them.
I do apologize for interrupting. What were some of your favorite comic books?
Favorite comic books? I was into Marvel
kid.
comics, like Hulk and Fantastic Four. Yeah,
here we go.
Hulk,
Dan
Fantastic
McNew.
Four, Man Thing.
Isn't that badass?
Just all the Marvel stuff. Mighty Thor. Yeah.
And you were strictly Marvel, no DC?
Oh, I was completely brainwashed by Stan Lee. So yeah, I was Marvel only. I wouldn't dare look at DC. It was only Marvel. So then later on, I got into, when I was older, I started getting into creepy and eerie and Vampirilla and all those, and then the heavy metal science fiction comic that came out in the late 70s. That was awesome too. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian, Savage Sword of Conan. That was another one of my favorites.
Changed the world right
Loved
there.
it. I used to try to draw my own comics too. Yeah.
Are you pretty good?
Yeah. Yeah. I was pretty. I was when I was about in high school, but I've, haven't drawn stuff in years, but I was pretty good back then.
I bet you could pick it right back up. It's like a bicycle.
Probably, maybe it would take some practice, but I used to do my own bootleg Conan the Barbarian type stories and stuff like that.
Do you keep a notebook for just like lyrics?
I've got some of my old artwork, but no.
Where do you write your lyrics? On your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
nowadays on my phone.
Well, that's kick ass that you found rock and roll or heavy metal music through Kiss. Because a lot of people did.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate.
And that led to like Black Sabbath, and I was going to say that led on to other bands like, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Van Halen, Judas Priest, always going towards the heavier stuff. It seemed like that was the stuff that always appealed to me. It was always the darker, more menacing type stuff. Black Sabbath, especially, fascinated me when I was a kid. And, I'd go and look at through the record albums at the store. And if the album had some sort of ghoulish cover, then that always appealed to me. And I would always pick that up. Sometimes it backfired, when you looked at the Grateful Dead.
What was your first
album?
Black
I thought that was going to be
Sabbath?
something super heavy, but it wasn't.
Hey, what was
First
your first
Black
Black
Sabbath?
Sabbath?
Was,
record.
Paranoid.
Yeah. Okay. Kick ass.
Paranoid.
I like asking that stuff because, I remember all of the bands when I discovered them or listened to their first records and things like that. I don't remember a lot of shit, but I remember that. And I'm always fascinated by it. So that's kick ass.
So you were more interested in freaking people out than the girls and the drugs.
Right. Then later on, I got interested in that part.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you were punk
when
rock
we
before
met-
there was
when
punk
we
rock.
met-
That's good.
First it was the freaking people out aspect of it. Definitely.
Oh yeah, it's all about pissing off the older people.
Yeah.
That's what draws any young man into, rebellious music.
And
Hey,
then
Rick Perry, real quick.
we
We got
did
Dan
like
McNew. We got Dan McNew in the chat, so I want to make sure
Okay.
that I acknowledge him. First, he says that he saw Kiss on the Destroyer tour, so that's kick ass, in Fort Worth, Tarrant County Convention Center, 1976. That is kick ass. This guy is, that's Dan McNew. Just the facts, man. He's done everything, right? Okay, so he's asking
Yeah,
about, are you in a band now? 'Cause
Yeah, I
he's
saw
been
them
out of
next year
touch.
after that.
And so, Dan, the answer is he is in a new band.
Yeah,
called
I'm in a band
Iron
now.
Jaw. And we're going to get into that, but we're going to work our way up there, right, Rick Perry? Can you hear me okay, Rick? Is there a lag?
Sure. Yeah, I can hear you, but
okay,
can
your
you hear
first
me?
Judas Priest record. Hey, what was your
Judas Priest record was Unleashed in the East.
Very good one. And how did you discover that record?
Well, I went and saw Foghat and in 78, and Priest opened up for them. It was Foghat, Bachman Turner Overdrive, and Judas Priest was first.
At Tarrant County Convention
Center. I didn't know who Judas Priest was. Yes. And I just went to go see Foghat. And when I saw Priest, it was like, what the hell is this? This is incredible. It just seemed super heavy. They seemed like they were from the future,
And you had never heard of them before that? Did you buy the record before the show or after the show?
And so after the show. Yeah.
Kick ass. So
it wasn't right after. It was like maybe a year later. Yeah, about a year later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you went to see
Foghat
and BTO. It's not the heaviest show to go see, which was my first concert. That was March 10th of 78. I was there. I saw Foghat and BTO.
Oh, you saw the same one?
Foghat and BTO.
Yeah.
I got there late though. I was a kid. I was 12. Okay. I was 12, I think.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Yeah, no, I had to catch a ride, and so I missed Priest, and we knew who they were. Like, I want to say we had had Hellbent for Leather, but it was because they were on that show. That's how we used to find bands back in the day.
Yeah.
I guess it still is, but especially back then.
Yeah, I had started playing guitar when I was around 16 or so. So shortly after that, I got a guitar. My mother had got me an electric guitar for my birthday, and I started trying to learn songs off records, Kiss songs, or Judas Priest, AC/DC, just trying to figure out songs on my own. I think maybe I just took a couple lessons, and then after that, just try to pick it up on my own. And really, I was just messing around for a few years until probably I was about 18 or so, and then that's whenever I joined Warlock, and we were like one of the earliest heavy metal bands in the Dallas Fort Worth area. You were there.
Oh yeah, when you were 18. You were 18 at that time?
18 or 19, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then that's definitely when we got to know each other.
Yeah.
So let's put a little timeline on that. How about the UST Festival? Do you remember going to the UST Festival together? In a sense.
Yep. Yeah, we both went.
That was 83. And so where were you with Warlock at that point?
I had just joined. I had just joined. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And so was that with
Yeah.
Casey and
Yeah, I just joined
Harden?
Warlock. I probably joined Warlock around 83.
Was that with Casey and
Yeah,
Harden?
the first
still?
lineup of yeah. The first lineup was with Casey, Harden, and Jerry on vocals. Yeah.
And who on guitar?
And David.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, David Warden and me. Yeah.
David Warden on guitar. So I got to ask you real quick.
Well, I think they were.
Was David a decent guitarist? Was he like, did you learn from him, or was he, you know, was that a
he was
pretty good
he
time
was the lead
with Warlock,
guitarist, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the lead guitarist. You know, he played almost all the solos. I didn't. I played almost just rhythm.
He was
David,
crazy. He was crazy good there for a minute, wasn't he?
He was a big influence on me, and he showed me a lot of stuff. So yeah, he was a big influence on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they had played together for a while before I joined, like about a year maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure. With Casey and Harden. So with that, you know, fast tempo.
Yeah.
So what was it like playing with Casey and Harden?
Yeah.
Did that influence you or your style and things like that?
I thought they were fucking crazy headbangers, man. I mean, it encouraged me to get heavier myself, you know, because I mean they were all diehard, real. I thought they were real heavy metal people because I had seen them before I ever jammed with them. I had seen them camping out for concert tickets, and you know, we used to have to camp out at the Rainbow Ticket Outlet, and I saw them all, and they were always dressed up in leather jackets and had buttons and badges on their vests. Like, I thought they looked like real headbangers from England because, you know, I'd been looking at Kerrang magazine and getting fascinated with the new wave of British heavy metal. And when I saw all those guys, I thought they looked like real British headbangers. So I wanted to try to get in with those guys. So yeah, they definitely
Isn't that kick ass?
Casey was a maniac back then.
Yeah.
Now, were you a fan of the American heavy metal of the time, or was it all just British?
Whatever. I mean, you know, I was a fan of the American heavy metal, but there wasn't that much American heavy metal. You know, I mean, it really.
It's like Motorhead, pretty much.
Well,
you're talking about the
they're
new
British
wave
too,
of
so
British heavy metal. It's not just Motorhead. It's
the American metal. I mean, I liked American bands like I guess Manowar. Manowar was one of the main American heavy metal bands back then, and Riot. You know, and I mean, I just liked metal no matter where I could find it. You know, it didn't matter if it was from England or United States or, you know, wherever. I was just into it.
But hey, Dave Jarvis, that's why the new wave of British heavy metal is the new wave, because there were hundreds of metal bands out of Europe, you know, that just weren't in America at the time. And then they influenced bands like Metallica.
They weren't.
Pantera.
Yeah, because pretty much wasn't it like Van Halen was like the first big American metal band.
Well, Kiss, you had bands.
Right.
You had Kiss, you had Alice Cooper, you had Kiss, you had Aerosmith. Believe it or not, it was a pretty heavy band. But you know,
but those were more like hard rock bands, wouldn't you say, Ricky?
Yeah. When you're talking,
that was more like those are more hard rock bands.
Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, there's the difference.
Right. Yeah. Because the difference between Van Halen, you know, Van Halen was definitely had you know, blazing guitar, and you know, when they were powerful, and a lot, but it was still more of a hard rock, you know, even with some pop in there. Whereas you know, Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, Saxon, Motorhead, that was just like pure metal, and I was just drawn to you know, the heaviest stuff I could find, and that was usually seemed like it back then it was coming from Britain. But later on, it did turn out that there was more American bands that were inspired by those English bands like Metallica and these bands on the West Coast that we would read about in the magazines like Bitch or Malice or or whoever, Steeler, all those bands we used to read about. And that's how we found out about bands, was just by looking at Kerrang magazine or different heavy metal fanzines that we would pick up at the record store, because there was no internet back then, of course. So it was all kind of word of mouth.
Brian Slagle's new heavy metal review.
So the LA scene wasn't really your style.
It was. I mean,
was not.
We
were
bands
into
like
British
Slayer,
metal.
that
was later.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. If
right.
you're talking about the new wave of British heavy metal,
it was British. Yeah.
Yeah. Slayer didn't come out till like 83. Nobody had heard of Slayer. And we're the only ones that heard of Slayer in 83 because we had contact with Brian Slagle. Brian Slagle put them on the Metal Massacre 2. And when we went to the US Festival, do you remember that? What did you do the night before the US Festival in 1983, Rick Perry?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think I just stayed in the hotel.
Yep. Did you drive up?
I know.
The day
I didn't go to see the gig that y'all did.
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
Well, that's kind of the story here, is that we were invited to go see Slayer, but I had never heard of Slayer before. And I had heard of Rat, Tell the World. And even Rat, it was heavy, probably one of Rat's heaviest songs, but it was on Metal Massacre, the first record, right? The first printing of it, Tell the World was. And so I went to see Rat. Yeah. Warren D. Martini, before anybody knew who the fuck Rat was. But
it was Rat and Bitch and Slayer or something like that.
No, that was that was a different show. It was at the Strip, so it was. I think Rat was at the Whiskey, and Slayer and Bitch were at, I forget where else. But hey, did you enjoy the US Festival?
Oh yeah.
Who was your favorite
I did. It wasn't,
artist?
Priest. Priest was my favorite, but I liked Motley Crue a lot too.
Mm-hmm. How about that, man?
I thought Motley Crue was kick-ass.
They revealed the Shout at the Devil imagery at the US Festival with the pentagrams and all the red and black leather. It was kick-ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of that,
I wasn't that excited
how
about,
do you like the Shout at the Devil
he was
record?
good.
Hey, Rick Perry, how do you like the Shout at the Devil record compared to, say, the first record, Too Fast for Love?
I like Shout the Devil the best.
Do you? Okay.
Shout the Devil the best. Yeah. After that, it all sucks pretty much.
Yeah. I'm cool with it.
So all these bands went into the sound that is Warlock.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
When I first joined, we were just playing cover songs by Holocaust and Motorhead and Riot and Priest, and then later on we started writing our own originals.
What was it hard to get a gig as a metal band around here?
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless you knew someone who was booking shows underground. Speaking of that, hey, Rick Perry, what was it like to play Rascals?
Awesome. It was killer, man.
Is there
that was
anything else like
well,
that
Jerry
experience?
ran that club, so that was like our own place.
That's why I said it.
No,
It's a
I would
perfect
say
lead
not.
in.
Yeah. No, we always had a good time playing there. We could do whatever we wanted. It was, you know, no restrictions.
So Dave Jarvis,
But when we play
Warlock
other
was
places,
about
like
as
say
punk as you get.
raffles,
Is that fair enough, Rick Perry? Was Warlock about as punk as you can get? Who else was more? I mean, was there an underground club like punk scene that I'm missing or something? I mean, Warlock and the shows that y'all did weren't the average shows, right?
well, Warlock was one of the first metal bands that actually played in a punk rock club in Dallas. We played at the Circle A Ranch, and it was called the Twilight Room, Circle A Ranch back then. And it's where all the hardcore bands played. And we were one of the first metal bands to play there and kind of cross over into that scene. We did a show with us, and Rigor Mortis played with us. And that was one of the first ones. Yeah. That influenced us too. We started seeing bands like DRI and Black Flag, things like that. Dead Kennedys. That influenced us as well.
That's pretty cool. I saw the Dead Kennedys in downtown Dallas, the Ronald Reagan inauguration. It's
right.
Pretty wild. You remember that? Were you there by chance?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So how deep into the band were y'all before you started writing your own music?
Probably about a year or two. Maybe a year.
Speaking of that, Warlock
not
went
long.
through changes. Right? Warlock went through changes.
Yes.
Yes,
we did.
So this is probably the final era of Warlock right here.
Yeah, probably so.
So this is
Well,
Rick Perry.
there was a lineup after that too, because
okay, so that's my question. How do you feel about that whole process of Warlock? Was this to you,
that lineup right there was my favorite lineup.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Because that was badass, dude.
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
When David left and y'all went through the changes, I mean, it was rough, dude. And things, this is a different band. This is a different Warlock right here, everybody, than what Rick Perry started with David and Casey and Harden. It's a complete different band, really. Yeah. So this
Jerry
was Rick
started booking
Perry's real
shows. We did a show with Metal Church.
Yeah, so Rick Perry, this was really your first, this is you. This is your band.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's my band. I mean, is Jerry's band, and we all played a part in it. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, this is more. I mean, you know what I'm saying. This is when
Warlock has always been Jerry's band.
But I meant this was when Warlock kicked ass with you playing all guitar. There's not a second guitarist here, anybody.
We did.
This is Les Chode on drums here.
Right.
And this is Eric Roy. Rest in peace, Eric Roy, right here on bass. So Rick Perry, and then this is Jerry here.
That's right.
And so that was a kick-ass lineup. Tell us about the lineup after that, Rick Perry.
After that,
yeah,
well, that was the last lineup. Except I think Les left, and we got a different drummer for a while.
Okay,
we had a different drummer named Jim Norris.
Yeah, I remember
that. But
after
that, Warlock kind of fizzled out. Yeah.
All right. So speaking of fizzling out, we fizzled back in, and we'll wrap this part of the interview up with this. How about this Warlock reunion? This is a pretty good time, right?
That was in 2014, and yeah, Jerry and I reconnected, and I had at that time I'd been out of War Beast for about a year, and I was wanting to do something again, and I ran into Jerry, and we reformed Warlock, and we did a couple shows. It was pretty successful.
Rick Perry, we appreciate you doing those shows, man. I'm a Warlock fan, and I know a lot of other fans, you know, people that enjoy Warlock music, man. So thanks for doing that. That was a worthwhile time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Sure was. Okay, so how about what happened when you left Warlock and started Gamacide? So how about how did you start Gamacide, Rick Perry?
Jerry and I had different ideas about how Warlock should go, and we were arguing a lot. I mean,
I didn't ask that, but it's okay.
Very dysfunctional.
What band isn't?
Yeah.
You've been in a functional
there has
band?
to be a reason why we would leave, right? You know?
Yeah. I'm just making light of it.
Has been dysfunctional to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but we went our separate ways, and then Eric and I from Warlock, we just found a different drummer, Jamie Milford, and started writing more songs. We just continued in the same direction as Warlock had left off, as far as, you know, heavier material, and we found Varnum Ponville, who is was a vocalist who had moved here from Louisiana. We met him at the Tombstone Factory, and he joined us, and we formed a band. It was more thrash metal at that time. This was probably 86, 87, and put out a demo. Got a real good response off that, and then about a year later, we added, that's the lineup: Jamie, Varnum, myself, and Eric. And we started getting pretty successful around the Metroplex, opening shows for other bands at first, and then eventually headlining our own shows. So we got to the point where we could headline our own shows at Joe's Garage or wherever out here, and got pretty good crowds. We added Scott Shelby as a second guitar player about a year later. And we put out the Victims of Science album in 1989. And that got a lot of notoriety in the underground.
Now, did the burgeoning alternative metal scene from the late 80s have any influence in this at all?
Well, we were influenced by Slayer, Metallica, Exodus, as well as the older metal that we're listening to. I wouldn't say alternative metal really had too much to do with it. What bands are you talking about when you say alternative metal?
Like Living Colour or Nine Inch Nails or Ministry.
That would have been later. This would have been before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This would have been before that. This would have been strictly.
Ministry is about 89.
Ministry wasn't
through
an
my
influence on
recollection
for sure.
Wait, Ministry would have been about that time. Ministry,
they didn't.
About 89. Ministry is about 89. Yep.
Ministry didn't influence Gamacide. No.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No. Gamacide.
No, I mean, Ministry influenced my next band, but not Gamacide. Yeah.
Gamicide, I think, would be fair to say
Carry on.
came from Rick Perry's desire to play heavy, fast music.
Yeah.
Fair
That's
enough.
true.
You found a drummer, and
That's true.
I guess
That's
yours
what
and
we're-
Eric Roy.
Yeah.
Eric Roy was on the same page. He wanted to play faster.
Sure. Yeah, he did.
Right. All right.
I loved
and
Eric.
so
He was
y'all,
a great guy. He was a
y'all
good
found a
partner for me,
badass
man.
drummer, Jamie, that could do that.
Yeah.
And all the fills and shit. He was
Yep.
badass. He could have played for
Oh yeah.
a lot of bands.
Now, who did you record with?
We recorded at Sound Logic Studios, which was a studio in Dallas that was notable at the time. It was one of the main metal studios. Well, backtracking a little bit, the first Gamicide demo we did at Pantego Studios with Daryl, Daryl's dad producing, Jerry Abbott. He produced. He had produced the Warlock demo, and so I was familiar with the way he worked. And so when it came time for Gamicide to do a demo, we went back there and recorded it at Pantego Studios, where Pantera had practiced, because there weren't many recording studios that even knew how to record heavy metal back then, especially here in Texas. And Pantera had done 2 or 3 records there, so they knew what they were doing when it came to recording metal. And so we recorded our first demo there. And then by the time it came time for us to do our album, we did it at Sound Logic in Dallas, which was another studio that recorded a lot of other metal bands too. They recorded some of the early Rigor Mortis and Talon and Morbid Scream. A lot of bands recorded at Sound Logic Studios in Dallas.
And that's where Victims of Science was recorded, right?
Right.
Yeah, Rigor Mortis recorded at Dallas Sound Lab. I was there.
Yes.
It was a great time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But they did their demo at Sound Logic.
Rigor did?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the recording at Dallas Sound Lab, or where it was at that time, if it's still the same location. I don't know. But either way, I was there. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And that's where we did the famous Skull Press interview. We did the Skull Press #2 interview at Dallas Sound Lab, Rick Perry. All right, man. So what about Kerry Crafton produced?
You and Rigor Mortis did that interview?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was doing the
Can
Skull
you hear me all right?
Press. I hear you just fine, Rick Perry.
There's a huge lag between you two.
Yeah, there is, huh? What's going on with that?
I don't know. Y'all have been talking over each other for a bit.
It's terrible.
I thought it might correct itself. I didn't want to point it out.
Well, I noticed it's kind of, how do we fix that?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Because you're hearing me as I'm speaking, right?
Right. But Ricky's is out of sync.
Right.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Okay, I'm hearing you immediately.
Hey, Rick Perry, how are you?
I can hear you.
1 2 3. Rick Perry.
Right. 1 2 3. Rick Perry.
Fucking hey, dude. So did I fix it? No lag now?
I think you fixed it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good.
That was fucked up.
This and many other bloopers are what you can expect here at Blow Your Brains Out with Ricky and Dave.
What?
Hey, Rick Perry.
Yes.
I have a bunch of fucking kick-ass questions for you, but everybody wants to know about what you're doing right now. So let's tell them it's Iron Jaw, and if they haven't already heard the song, it's Pyromancer, and let's fucking play it.
Nice.
Stare into the burning
I have no idea. I can't fix this. It's kind of funny. Man, I do apologize unless this is like some kind of joke. I'm okay. Okay, disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen, this is not Iron Jaw.
Say what?
It was
Ricky,
Did
did
you-
you?
was
did
that
you
a
think you were
joke?
playing Iron Jaw?
Yeah, of course I was playing Iron Jaw.
No, you weren't.
No, you were playing what that is.
Wow, dude! In my headphones, I was hearing Iron Jaw.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not fucking around, dude.
Wow.
So sorry. Did you enjoy that, Rick Perry? That was Mudda Is.
Yeah, it was a surreal experience, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, that's Dave Jarvis's band. Dank.
No, it's not Dank.
It's not Dank. Sorry about that. That's Dave Jarvis's band. What I'm doing right now, man, is I'm waiting to see what. Oh, okay. It would help if I turned the damn volume up. So let me go back down here, guys. Sorry, I'm engineering.
Once again, that last track was not Iron Jaw.
And so, for the sake of making sure I do it right,
It was pretty funny, though.
It
what are you hearing right now?
was. That's it.
Okay, that's what I was hearing in my headphones. So I blame it on StreamYard.
What does the future hold? Peace, famine, or disease. Pray for my enemy. Threaten my legacy. Show no.
Bro, the lyrics are fucking kick-ass.
Todd Pack. Those are Todd Pack's lyrics. Yeah.
I can't believe what this guy's writing, you know?
He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, Todd Pack,
Yeah.
my heart goes out to you, brother. Tonight we raid. Those lyrics were top-notch to me, Rick
Cool.
Perry.
Appreciate
Fuck
it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
dude.
Guitar
And then-
sounded awesome, too.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You already know how I feel about Crypt of Rodan, you know,
Right.
and even the lyrical content has always appealed to me in that song. All the songs are kick-ass, everybody. All the Iron Jaw songs are kick-ass, so go listen to all of them. Crank that shit up loud. But you know, these are the two new songs. Am I missing one, or is there a third song yet?
That's the two new ones that we put out so far. We recorded 7 of them, and there'll be other ones coming out, you know, every month or so. We'll put out a new one. We're just gonna do it like that instead of putting them all out at once.
All right. Well, for the sake of doing this right, man, I'm gonna play this. This is something that I play. It's like a intro to a song, but it's also a way of moving shit out of the way. I'm hoping this song will start from the beginning. So that's another StreamYard thing.
Stare into the burning flame and tell us what you see. What does the future hold? Peace, famine, or disease. Pray for my enemy. Threaten my legacy. Show no mercy. And hope.
You were on. That was kick ass. You were on the timing.
Their feet to the fire from the altar Valhalla. Past the great beyond. The night is full of terror, but the flame still dances on.
Yeah.
Badass.
Cool,
Isn't
man.
that badass, Dave Jarvis?
Dude, I love that. I love that. Where is that available?
They can get it on Bandcamp or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, all the usual places. They can download it off Apple, iTunes.
Very good. Very good. How? When did you release that?
About a month ago. And we got a video that's going to be coming out for it too very soon. Probably in about 2 weeks, we'll have a video for it.
Nice. Who'd
Yeah.
you film it with?
We did it ourselves.
Ah.
Yeah. Yep. We're our vocalist Todd Pack. He is learning how to do all that stuff. So he filmed it on his iPhone and he's editing it himself. So
Kick ass.
yeah, we're
I
trying
believe in him.
to be self-sufficient that way as much as possible.
Cost effective.
It's
Yes.
2023, bro. You can
got
do
to.
it. I
Yeah.
started this program on my iPhone.
And
Still
baby,
are.
look at us now.
Yeah.
The graphics you're seeing tonight were designed on my iPhone. Yeah, man, it's doable. Do what you do.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so you
Nowadays,
said you're.
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say. So you're releasing a track every month. When's the next track coming out?
In about a month. Yeah. About a month from now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You were going to say.
Yeah, I think nowadays, just the more you can do yourself, the better, because you got to put out a video almost for every song. I mean, to really get good exposure on it. Just the way people listen to music is different now. You know, they listen to it mostly on YouTube, and if they don't have any visuals to go with it, then it doesn't really catch on as good. So we try to do some kind of video for every song, just so that it just does better on social media. People can share it that way, and it seems to.
That's what you got to do.
It seems to spread better. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
because
what you got to do.
And because doing videos are expensive, we just figured, you can just do it yourself, man. Just do it with an iPhone.
All right. Well, Rick Perry, you see what I've done here? We've got your Bandcamp pulled up here.
That's right.
If anybody wants to go listen to Iron Jaw, just go to Iron Jaw Bandcamp or bandcamp.ironjaw. No, it's ironjaw.bandcamp. ironjaw.bandcamp.com.
Correct.
And you can listen to all the music and you can purchase it, right?
Yeah, you can buy merch. We got our, you buy shirts on there and patches, and Bandcamp is a great thing. Selling a lot of merch. We started during the pandemic selling merch through Bandcamp, and it's been very, very good source of getting the stuff out to different people. So
Now, are you printing everything in-house, including your merch?
well, no, we don't print the shirts ourselves, but we got a friend that does that for us. So yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little engineering, Rick Perry.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
frightening thought.
No, it's
Yeah.
right here. Check this out. Look what I've done.
Yeah.
See that? Now what's this? All right, just a teaser. Whoa,
Yeah.
the fuck?
That looked like Ridgely.
That sure was. Yep.
All right.
That one. Now that video was done. Metal Dave did that one for us. Metal Dave Media.
Oh,
Metal
Dave Rodham?
Yeah, he did that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that dude is amazing.
Very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's awesome. But he shot that footage of us and then spliced it up to the audio of the off the album and made a video out of it. Looks really good.
Oh,
Really?
it's kick ass. It's a great video.
Yeah.
Now, what was the first music video that you ever filmed?
First music video I filmed was was actually for Puncture, which was my industrial band, which was in the 90s at an industrial band. Came out around 92, 94, something like that. And we did a video. We had put out our first CD, released by Century Media Records. And we did a song that was called Gag Rule. And we got this guy named Greg Sonotis from Dallas to film that video. He was the same guy who did Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby. So
beautiful.
We thought if it was good enough for him, and then it was good enough for us. And yeah, he filmed that video.
Boom.
Gag Rule. Yeah. And yeah, so that was the first one we did. First video I did. After that, we did. After that, I didn't do a music video until Warbeast did one in 2010.
Hey, Rick, how much of my percentage of my video do you want this evening?
What do you mean?
Want to play this song?
Oh. I think that you can find the video of it. Hang on, let me see.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was the right kind of creepy. That's why I let it play. I was like,
Okay.
that doesn't sound right, but it does.
Good. Good.
If you,
I got this. I got it. So how did you start how did you start Puncture, Rick Perry? You came Puncture was after Gamicide.
yeah, put Puncture first, Gag Rule, and then you'll be able to find it.
I already got it.
No, that's not it.
No, I got this, baby. I'm engineering, man. Let me do my job.
We formed or I formed Puncture after Gamicide broke up around 1992, and it was just going to be a project where it was just going to be strictly a studio project, but it started getting a lot of attention and it started catching on pretty good. So we ended up going full time with it, and I got a band and put a band together so I could do it live.
Here you go, Dave Jarvis. This is Rick Perry's endeavor into
here, Ricky. I got
ahead, Rick.
If you search for Puncture Gag Rule, you can find the video that.
This is it.
No, that's not. That's
No,
not.
I think that's just a still image with the song behind it.
Oh, the video that you shot. Sorry. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell us about shooting the video then while I look for it.
Well, we did it at the Theater Gallery in Dallas. And let me send you the link because I got it right here. There it is right there.
This one?
No, down two more. That one, yeah.
That one right there.
Yeah.
All right. What'd you shoot this on?
Film. He shot it on film. I think not 35 millimeter, probably 16 millimeter film. Those were some girls that used to do a thing out at Lizard Lounge called Sadistic Sundays, where they would do like a bondage thing where they would whip each other and stuff like that.
That looks like a lot of fun.
It was.
You are to follow orders, not your emotions. You are to follow orders, not your emotions.
Well, my compliments to the cameraman,
Yeah.
the camera operator.
Right. So yeah, Dave, that was my first music video. That real music.
That's ministry right there, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
That
badass, man.
That was
Isn't that
definitely
badass,
ministry
bro?
influenced. Yeah.
Go Rick Perry.
You are to follow orders, not your emotions. You are to follow orders, not your
And see, we ran out of money at the end, so that's why it just keeps doing that.
You are to follow orders, not your emotions.
Ran out of money, so what?
That's why it stops at the end, because we didn't have enough money to finish it.
Isn't that crazy?
And
That was badass, man.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. My compliments, brother. That was a good time.
It never got released. It never got released. It was supposed to been sent to MTV and all that stuff, but the label ended up crapping out or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, we ended up having to go to a different label, which was cool because they ended up putting us. We got to go on tour with Guar. We did like a 6-week tour with Guar, and that was killer. That was in 1996. Yeah,
What was it like hanging out with them?
it was awesome, man. They were great. They were real nice guys. They let us sleep on their bus and
All hell Rocky.
oh yeah, he was such a cool guy. At that time, Pete Lee was in Guar, so we knew him. He was from Sedition.
He was the lead guitar player of Sedition.
Yeah. So hanging out with Pete was always good. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Casey
you guys were the two best heavy metal bands. Everybody knows it, but for the record, the two best fucking metal bands out of Dallas Fort Worth of that era, Gamma Side and Sedition.
Oh, well, thanks, Ricky. I appreciate it.
I mean, you can give a nod to Pantera and Rigger also, but
Oh.
it's a different level.
Okay. But yeah, they were great. Randy Roy.
Send me a guest link. That's
put 'em
Randy from the band Raid.
Put him on.
I'll tell you what, man. It'll be easy for me just to go over here and copy this and then come over here and post it. So anybody in the live chat, Randy, you're there. If you see that, just click on that link. And if that doesn't work, then do you know Randy? Rick Perry?
Yes.
Do you remember who he is? He's in a band called Raid.
That's right.
Raid's been going for a long time and they've been kicking ass. They're groove metal.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully Iron Jaw will do a show with Raid soon. So we've been trying to work it out, but we haven't had it line up perfectly yet, but we will.
Damn right.
Iron Jaw will do a show with Raid soon. So we've been trying to work it out, but we haven't. Now we got to do it perfectly yet.
The serious lag right there.
Give him
Serious
a
lag.
second. That's echo. That's not lag. That's echo. That's the other way, the other
Oh, gotcha.
direction.
Okay, gotcha.
But I know Randy Roy. He's got it under control. He already knows.
Nice.
I don't have to bitch him out about his audio.
Does Iron Jaw have any shows coming up?
Not right now. We're auditioning drummers. Yeah,
It's a drummer thing, bro.
Yeah, we parted ways with our drummer about back in October, and we've been auditioning drummers, but I think we got a good one. I just can't announce it yet. But,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
How about that, everybody?
Yeah.
I think we've got a good one. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put that. I'm gonna post that right now.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
think
have
we
an
got a good
ETA as
one.
to when you can announce that?
Oh, probably another few weeks we'll be able to announce it for sure. Yeah.
Very good. You heard it
Yeah.
first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
There could be a grand unveiling,
Yeah. I hope so.
and then hopefully
No,
a
that's
show
huge.
immediately after.
Yeah, there'll be a show soon after that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's fucking huge, Rick Perry. I mean, those songs are badass, bro. Those songs are like next level kick ass.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Pyromancer. I mean, I can listen to it again with you. You know,
That's all right.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
I've heard it.
I like it that much. You know, I mean, it's fucking good, bro.
Yeah, it's
Like
good stuff.
I haven't taken the whole song in yet. I've taken enough in where I can like play it and stop it and talk to you about it and stuff. But one of the things I want to say, the most obvious, is the King Diamond high pitch that Todd Pack does. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's definitely an influence on him for sure.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely
Yeah.
has some King Diamond flavor in there. It's cool.
You guys went to see Merciful Fate, man.
Yeah. I saw you there, didn't I?
No, I wasn't there.
You didn't? No?
No. But I'd like to ask you, how does that show measure on your overall list of favorites of live concerts?
The Merciful Fate show?
Yeah, because I've watched the videos and I have opinion, you know, my opinion based on quality fucking videos that Merciful Fate
It was
produced.
the most satanic show I've seen in a long fucking time, that's for sure. I mean, it was the whole gig was like a satanic church,
Yeah.
you know, like a church service or something. But it was good.
Well, that's King Diamond.
Yeah, it was good.
But musically, I mean, the whole thing, musically, the experience. I mean, the music to me was like fucking so good.
It was. Yeah. I wouldn't say that it was one of my top concerts ever, but it was definitely a strong one. It was, you know, I mean, I've seen some pre-shows that were fucking mind-blowing, and
Oh yeah, you were at the Screaming for Vengeance tour.
definitely. I always think that the shows that you see when you're younger seem to have make the biggest impact on you. You know,
Yeah.
It seems like those shows will never be topped. You know, the ones that are burned into your memory from 20, 30 years ago.
Like say the Point of Entry tour
Oh man, hell yeah, that was awesome.
with Iron Maiden opening
Yes.
on the Killers record.
Yes, British Steel tour.
Dude, that's still one of my favorite shows of all time. You know,
the
and I
Point of
was
Entry
still-
tour.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with
It was-
Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
It's my first time to see Iron Maiden.
that
Hey,
was
Rick
amazing.
Perry,
Yeah,
what was your worst concert that you went to?
worst. Well, I mean, you know,
Worst because they didn't play well.
oh, well, I can't really think of any shows that were bad because they didn't play well. I would say that I saw Supertramp, and that was kind of dull. You know,
Well,
you know.
speaking of bands that don't play well. No, I'm playing. we're gonna step right forward from puncture into Texas Metal Alliance. Tell
Sure.
me how that all came about. And we're obviously, if you have time, Rick Perry, going to talk about War Beast for a minute here.
All
But
right.
tell us about Texas Metal Alliance and how that all came about.
Well, Gamicide had done a reunion around 2006, and we had done some shows.
That's
and
right. Yeah, I remember.
Rigor Mortis had done some shows around the same time, and our friend Wayne Abney from Hammerwich was beset by two tragedies. He was in a motorcycle accident that fucked him up, physically. Plus, he lost his whole home during Hurricane Katrina. And Bruce Corbett, what's that noise?
I think it's Dave Jarvis. Dave Jarvis took a walk.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Dave Jarvis, you know we have wind? I can fix this. I have the
Okay.
power.
But
I muted his mic, Rick Perry.
Bruce Corbett wanted us to do a benefit. He wanted Gamicide to do a benefit for Wayne Abney.
Yeah.
But we couldn't because Barnum was already back home in Louisiana. Jamie was back home in Colorado, so we couldn't do that. And Rigor Mortis couldn't do it because of a similar situation where Mike Scascia was in El Paso, and they weren't all together. So we decided to get together, and Bruce sang some Gamicide songs. We played some Rigor Mortis songs, and we got some other members from other bands from back then. Like we had Casey played bass, and then Steve Murphy from Rotting Corpse played bass on a couple songs.
Yep.
Sal
that's right.
Tornio from Hammerwich played drums.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so we called it Texas Metal Alliance because it was basically a bunch of guys from other metal bands coming together to play, a bunch of songs from that time period. And
for a good cause.
It was a good cause. We raised some money and donated it to Wayne. And
Life of Scars.
After that, we had so much fun doing it that we wanted to keep going. And so we just kept on going, as a band. And then that eventually became War Beast whenever Bruce submitted our demo to Phil Anselmo, and he wanted to put us on his label.
Hey, well, let me ask you, I'm going to lead into that. But when you say y'all kept going, is that like a couple of shows? Y'all just did a couple of shows as Texas Metal Alliance.
No, we did more than that. We did probably a dozen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We probably did a dozen shows. I mean, we did several shows at the Ridgely Theater. We did a bunch of shows at the
and what songs were y'all playing?
We were playing in the beginning we played Gamicide songs and Rigor Mortis songs. So, we did Reanimator and we did Shroud of Gloom. We did Walking Plague, Fossilized. But then we started writing new material, and we started working that in too. And so we eventually, had some of those early War Beast songs like Crush the Enemy and The Plague at Hand and Controller and Self Will Run Riot. All those early War Beast songs, started off while we were Texas Metal Alliance.
Right.
But yeah, we changed the name because it sounded like it was a Texas metal support group or something like that, It sounded more like,
hi, my name is Rick. I'm ready to bang head.
Right, I'm a headbanger.
Hi, Rick.
Glad you could be here.
Yeah, so we
never mind that I'm a sex addict.
Right.
That's down the hall.
Damn it.
So we decided to change it.
Are at.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? And then your first shows as War Beast. Let's rephrase this. How did you come up with the name War Beast?
man, with Bruce, and today is actually the anniversary of Bruce's death.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Well, cheers, everybody. Rest in peace, Batman. If you
Yeah.
have a glass, raise it.
Yeah, I got water, but that's all right.
It's good enough. Thank you, Rick Perry. I appreciate you sharing this with us.
Yeah, this is the anniversary of Bruce's death. But Bruce was so detailed about shit like that, like deciding the name of a band. We had like a list of probably 150 names, no lie.
Wow.
And it was like, oh my God, it's way too fucking many. How are we ever going to, whittle this down? Well, we're got to, pick, everyone's got to pick their 10 and we got to, go to the semifinals and then all this shit. And, then we got to have a, draw straws and vote and all this shit. And like, God damn, it was,
That's good.
It was like a very involved process. And
anybody who knows Bruce,
yeah, man, he's very detailed about shit like that. Bruce was a special person. He was a great guy.
Hey, Bruce is so special that not only did he have Aerosmith draw the line tattooed on his arm, but he was actually in the video.
Yeah. He would be
like
like
Aerosmith released a video with Bruce Corbett in the video.
That's right. Yep.
Nice.
And Aerosmith played some concert at AT&T Stadium a few years ago.
Yeah.
And there was no one there. It was like a private party.
Uh-huh.
And for AT&T people only, and Bruce was there too. So it was like, can you imagine that? Aerosmith's playing in the stadium and there's only like 20 people watching. It's crazy.
And Bruce was there?
Yeah. Yeah, he was there.
Well, yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
No, I mean,
like that's how I knew Bruce. I knew Bruce for years.
Mm-hmm.
I have this thing about people who make it to the front of the stage, like the very front of the stage.
Yeah.
And know all the words to all the songs and like
Yeah.
actually know well, that was Bruce.
Yeah, it was
all the way back to Texas Jam. Like that's where we met.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, because he was from North Dallas, Carrollton area.
Mm-hmm.
And we're Arlington boys. So it took us till adulthood to like catch up with each other.
It did. And I had never really knew him real well back in the old days. I mean, kind of pretty good. I mean, we would talk on the phone and stuff and, of course, at shows and everything.
I literally knew him as the guy at the front of the stage at shows and then also camping out for concert tickets.
Yeah. But but after when we did the Texas Metal Alliance, I got to know him very well, of course. And, man, he was a special character, man. I mean, great guy. And,
yeah, well, thanks for entertaining me with my stories. He was a great guy. He is a great guy. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, he was.
Can you guys hear
and
me
y'all
now?
made a kick-ass record. Hey, Randy Roy, how are you? Say hi to Rick Perry.
Hey, Randy.
Rick Perry, man, I am so technologically challenged. I finally freaking made it.
You got it.
What'd you say? You're drunker than we are.
No, man, no, not at all.
We're on our fourth and fifth
Warby, and Rick, I got to tell you, I wanted to jump in on this. Rick invited me. I have followed. I think you guys are just a couple years older than me, but I got a new shirt in the mail today, which is obviously an old design, and I thought I'd wear it on tonight. But one of my stories about this shirt was seeing Rigor Mortis and Gamacide at Joe's was one of my very first heavy shows. And I'm come from Garland, Rockwall, Garland area. Told my mom, hey, we're going to spend the night at Joey's house. And we jumped in some.
So for those of you that don't know, that's the way other side of Dallas to the way furthest other side of Fort Worth.
And we jump in some guy's Trans Am we don't know. He's got a 12-pack of Mickey's Big Mouth, and he says, "Hey, we're going to go see Rigor Mortis and Gamicide." And I can't remember who else was there. Was another, and that was my first introduction to the heavier side of music, you know. And I think Ozzy and Kiss and all those guys got thrown to the back seat, and it was pedal to the metal from then on. And
Awesome.
But about
Hey,
Warbeast
Randy,
and talking
what
about
year was that? Do you remember what year?
well, man, you know, hell,
It's okay. I'm just
my
asking.
first show,
You're good.
my first heavy show that I can remember was Suicidal in '83 at Clearview in Dallas. But you know, I mean, it goes back. I mean, hell, I know I saw.
Rick Perry,
Gamicide in
year?
89,
What year was that,
and
Rick Perry?
It would have been probably 88 or 89.
88, 89. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, but it was before Rigor Mortis was signed to Capitol, I believe. And you know, I mean, it was just to make that trip over there and tell your mom, you know, hey, I'm gonna go spend the night down the street, and then next thing you know, you're 60, 80 miles away from home and
Banging
rocking
head.
out and telling Ab that you're 18 and
reanimate me. Ah!
But about the Warbeast, you know, the thing about that, you know, I love Bruce, man. You know, I had the pleasure of knowing Bruce for a long time, you know, over the years, being a fan and hopefully a friend. But the one thing about the Warbeast logo, he incorporated who I don't know who did that, but I'm sure Bruce had a lot of input on that. But he incorporated every symbol you could, and it's the greatest freaking logo in the world, man. I mean, it's like you look at it and it's like there's so many different influences in that one.
That was actually, believe it or that was actually Phil who came up with the Warbeast logo.
Really?
Yeah. When we were at his house, he was just sketching it out, you know, because you know, he produced our first album. Well, he produced all the albums, but the one I was on, he produced that one. That was the first one. And he just did a drawing where he, you know, he had the A as the anarchy symbol. And then he had the upside down cross was the T. And the S was like a kiss S, you know. And he just kind of drew it out like that. And then Carcass John, the artist from around here who did all the Warbeast art, he kind of just took that sketch and fleshed it out to make it look like the Warbeast logo. There was also like the BE, he says is from, Bruce said was from the Beatles, but you know, I guess it maybe kind of is. And then there was some slashes across it too, like from the movie The Howling, because they had that logo where the claws scratched across it. And so that was all in the Warbeast logo.
Isn't the S a little Sabbath?
Yeah, Sabbath it's Sabbath or Kiss or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it, Ricky. Now we're in a picture.
Yeah.
You gotta hold
who
it
knows,
still,
man? It's just that, you know, that's one thing that popped out at me. I'm like, damn, man, could you put any more influence?
Yeah, that was definitely
that's great.
A logo that you know that said it all. The name of it was actually, I thought of the name because Bruce wanted to name it Ludus Magnus. And I said, that sounds too much like a condom or something, man. You know, and
hey, that sounds like a used condom.
Yeah, but he goes, well, it's the arena where the gladiators of ancient Rome used to train. And I said, that's a kick-ass story, but it still sounds like a used condom, you know. And so we ended up calling it Warbeast, and that was just because we wanted a name that if you opened up a Dallas Observer or something and you saw, oh, there's a band named Warbeast playing tonight, you would have no doubt what kind of music it was. I mean, you wouldn't say that must be a jazz trio, you know.
Honey, let's take the kids.
Right. You know that you would know pretty much what kind of music it was, and that was the idea behind it.
Yeah, stay tuned for Warbeast with Used Condom opening up.
Right, exactly. But he still, if on the very last Rigor Mortis album, Slave to the Grave, he still managed to get that title in there because the last song on that last Rigor Mortis album is Ludus Magnus. So he still, you know, Bruce made sure it was still in there.
I'm a minute late, but there it is. There's your War Beast.
Yeah.
The Anarchist A.
Yeah, right. The first A is the Anarchy, and the other one is the Pentagram. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's definitely a Kiss S.
Yeah, it's a Kiss S.
That's nice. I mean, that's awesome, man. And
John's done kick ass, man.
Yeah, it was. That was, and that album is one of. I mean, the Crush the Enemy album is one of my proudest musical achievements, I think. I mean, I love that album.
Well, thank you. That's good to hear because I feel the same way, Rick Perry. I think that album kicks ass.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much front to back. It's all. I mean, Scott and I came up with some fucking killer riffs on that one for sure. I mean, and we were on fire. You know, we had been hibernating for a few years before that, and we kind of, you know, came out of hibernation. And I mean, those songs really came very fast. That's right. And you did a little promo video for us. That was great.
Thank you. That went by really fast. Yeah, dude, I was very happy to be involved in that part of the process. I mean, I was obviously trying to build this. No, I've got it muted on purpose. There we go. I was looking for this logo here.
Oh, that monster face?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Carcass John's deal.
I can't pause it on there. But anyway, yeah, man, that's when I started doing Outlaw Video TV, everybody, and was fortunate enough to be involved in the Texas Metal Alliance and then War Beast.
Remember the time when you interviewed us when we were backstage at the penalty box, or it was Rockstar Sports Bar, I think it was.
Rockstar is what it's called, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good too. That's when we first announced that we were changing our name, I think.
Yeah, it's no. That's when you announced that y'all were going to stay together. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's vital, bro, because that was a kick-ass announcement. I'm involved in 2 kick-ass War Beast announcements, and one is that y'all were going to stay together as a band. That's what happened at Rockstar in that interview. And you can see that interview here on Outlaw Video TV. And then the other one is just the announcement of the band name War Beast.
And remember whenever and then you were at a rehearsal and you filmed a thing with us, and you filmed Alan where he had the gun barrel in his mouth. Well, it wasn't a gun barrel, but we always used to make fun of Alan and say that he looked like the guy in Full Metal Jacket. You know, the bald guy, Private Pile in Full Metal Jackets.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then he's the guy that halfway through the movie, you know, he goes crazy and he says, and he shoots everyone in the bathroom, you know, and he says, "I'm in a world of shit." And then he blows his brains out. And so Alan stuck his bass in his mouth and said, "I'm in a world of shit." And we called him, you know, Alan Full Metal Jacket. You know,
which was kick ass. Oh wait, I better not play that. I'm just looking for the picture.
Which one?
Anyway, the full. I'm trying to engineer behind the scenes here, Rick Perry.
I hear you.
Yeah.
What happened to Dave? Did you mute him still?
No, I'm here. I was just
right.
I was letting y'all talk. I didn't want to interrupt anything.
And Dave, I'm curious. When are you gonna come on camera?
Oh, it's not about me. It's about our guests.
Okay. All right. It's always very mysterious, though.
Well, I like to be like Charlie, and y'all are my angels.
Gotcha. Perfect. That's a good analogy. I like that. Or like that one show where they the doorman on that what was that, Three's Company or one of those, or Carlton the doorman.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You remember that show?
This
Probably
is
not.
somewhat.
So if you're
You're a bit
Charlie,
younger.
if you're Charlie, does that make Ricky? Was that dude Bosley?
Yeah.
Bosley, yes.
And you remember, you need Bosley on camera all the time, and we need Ricky on camera all the time.
Right.
Because he's eye candy.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want to see me.
Right.
Dave is actually much more handsome than I am, and if you guys keep asking him, he might show his face. He did last week. He got
did.
just. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. There's Alan right there.
There's me.
That's Alan Beauvais. Yeah.
Hey everybody, say hi to Dave Jarvis. There you go, Dave. My graphic next week, I'm gonna put you up as Alan Beauvais.
Hello, Joker.
Yeah. So that's it. Well, Rick Perry, you know the rest of that story, right?
And you know what? That brings up an interesting thing, because a few weeks ago, someone put on Facebook that they remembered this video that they saw on cable TV, and it was a parody of a Full Metal Jacket, but it was called Heavy Metal Jacket. And this girl said, it seems like I remember this video, and it had members of Pantera and Sedition and all these other bands in it. And I have a copy of that. It's called the Heavy Metal Jacket, and it's like about a 2-minute short spoof, and it's got me and some other guys in Gamacide, and Phil is in there, and Daryl's in there.
Wow.
And yeah, it's like a little comedy skit, and I need to figure out a way that I can get that on upload onto YouTube. It's on a DVD right now.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, I think. I've never seen anyone post it online, but I'm going to figure out how to do it.
Are you a fan of?
That's way more interesting than the rest of the story to Alan Beauvais in that video.
You should debut that shit right here. Make that shit like an exclusive.
There you go, Rick Perry.
There we go.
Yeah, all right.
There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
we got you, man. All three of us right here. We'll be here for you. We'll get it out there.
All right.
So here's the deal: is that video I can't show you? There was a video at one time. Do you know that? Yeah, Bruce called me one day.
Of what?
Of the announcement of the band War Beast.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was Blue. You know Blue?
Yeah, Joey
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And he was like, War Beast.
Right.
It was something like that. And the video also had Alan with the shotgun in his mouth and all that.
Right. You don't have that no more?
No, they asked me to take it down.
Why? Who's we?
Man, I don't. Yeah.
It violated some.
I thought no, Bruce Corbett.
Oh, he wanted you to take it down.
And Alan.
Why?
Yeah. I thought I contacted you, Rick, man, just to let you know that it was happening. But yeah, Bruce contacted me, man. He asked.
They thought it made them look silly or something, or
he told me that that's basically it.
Yeah.
It did not represent the band, and I was like, bro, come over, let's watch that video together. It's one of the best fucking things ever made. So anyway,
yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, we took it down.
So Bruce wanted you to take it down. Okay. Well,
yeah. And I deleted it, from YouTube. So it's not like I can, like turn it back on or something like that. But maybe I have all of that on backup drives. I don't know. I have some backup drives, I managed to hang on to those. And maybe I'll find it someday and republish it. We'll see.
Yeah. But that other video you got right there is, I thought that was from the same day, wasn't it? That video you just showed.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is
same thing. Yeah,
yeah. But I can play it again. You'll notice it's not the same one. Now it's not the exact same day. That video there, that's the one that like
play it. Why
y'all.
don't you play that one? Let's check it out.
Sure. Let's talk about a couple other things though while I'm looking for it. But that's the video, everybody listening, and to you, Rick Perry. That's the video that y'all all talked individually about each song.
That's right.
You
Yeah, we talked about the song. Yeah, that was cool. That was like a preview of the album.
Bro, it was kick ass, or it is kick ass. Anybody who loves War Beast, you know, I'm just one of those kind of people that don't mind telling you that that first War Beast record was kick ass, right?
That was,
and you know, it had a lot to do with you, Rick Perry. You know, that's your.
Well,
why don't you tell us about that? Tell us about how Scorched Earth Policy and the other songs on that record came about.
Scorched Earth Policy was written by me and Scott probably written in about an hour. I mean, we were just in my apartment and we said, we need another fucking thrasher for the song. We need something, you know. And so I just started off. And then I think Scott came up with the verse, you know, that all that part. And I mean, it was just like written in no time. It was like, you know, about as fast as it took to play it, we wrote it. And
but what about the other songs too, though? I mean, y'all put out a full record and y'all transformed from Texas Metal Alliance to War Beast.
Yeah, Crush the Enemy was written by Scott, pretty much. That was Scott's song. That one, Scott wrote Crush the Enemy, and Unleashed, and Self Will Run Riot, and Guardian Angel, and We Are the Vultures. He pretty much wrote all the music for those. And then
what does that mean? What does that mean? He wrote all the music.
He wrote all the music. He wrote all the guitar parts, all the riffs. He wrote the riffs for those songs. I wrote the lyrics.
So he showed them to you.
Yeah.
You guys had this working relationship from the time you spent together in Gamacide, that he's able to show you, hey, Rick, I want you to play this shit. This is what I was thinking you would play. And then I'm going to shred this. Yeah,
he would come up with parts and then I'll say, I'll do this. And then, you know, we would either argue or agree or whatever. And, you know, just, but he pretty much wrote most of the riffs for those songs. And then I just, you know, doubled them or came up with harmonies to the riffs or whatever. Sometimes might be playing chords when he's speed picking or whatever. Yeah. And then we decide who's going to do the leads. And sometimes he'll do the lead, or sometimes I'll do the lead, or sometimes we'll trade off. But then I wrote the music to The Plague at Hand and Born with a Blackened Heart and The Controller and Stalker. So I wrote those music for those songs. And I wrote the lyrics. I wrote the lyrics to almost all of it, except for Bruce wrote the lyrics to We Are the Vultures. The last one, Bruce wrote the lyrics to that one. And then on the next album after that, Bruce took over writing the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you sit down to play guitar, is there always something like a recorder nearby?
Now there is.
Yeah.
Now there's a phone, you know, but back then sometimes, you know, you would write a riff and you'd have to figure out some way of recording it because, you know, if you didn't record it, you know, you might lose it. And that was always bad because you'd forget a riff, you know. And so you'd always want to
What is
fucking,
going on?
put it down.
Yeah. Was there a lot of back and forth collaboration, or was it just like this is how it's going to be played?
It was well, me and Scott were always good with, back and forth collaboration. So yeah, it was always a little push pull, or or that riff is cheesy, it needs a little more something or other, and so we would just bat it back and forth like that.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
Keeps it more organic.
It does. And I'm much more organized and probably by the book as far as my songwriting, and Scott was more berserk and chaotic, but he needed some organization to his chaos, and I probably needed a little random mania in my organization, so it was a good
Combination.
We complemented each other, and we made a good team. And I always said that me and Scott, we knew that we were never going to be as great as Dimebag Darrell or Mike Scotia. Those guys are amazing.
Weird world.
Yeah. So we said, we're going to go a different way, and we're just going to be a super tight guitar team. And then that's going to be our strength, is by just being, super tight, super heavy, and just, two guitars just, coming at you, crushing like that. And that was our strategy.
And do the people love you?
Ricky does.
Damn right I do.
Well, then you've done your job.
Yeah.
Notice that he didn't say two dual lead guitarists.
We did,
because that's what we're all into. Rick Perry, what you said was two crunching guitars coming at you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we played lead, and we worked on that, but it's not mind blowing lead guitar work, but it's
well,
it gets the job done.
Leads to coming at you. I just like that. That sounded like a good description of what y'all did.
Yeah, we like to do we like to do the trade offs, and that comes from loving Judas Priest and then Slayer. It's like when Judas Priest
don't do that anymore.
When Judas Priest does a double lead, it's like a stately debate where one guy says something and then the other guy says something. And the other guy says something, and then they come together in agreement.
This is the call and the response,
right?
The call
when Slayer does it,
and the agreement.
When Slayer does it, it's more like a drunken argument, and so yeah, and so we try to incorporate a little bit of both,
Guys, we have totally ignored the drummer here. Your drummer is fucking awesome.
Oh, for Warbeast?
Hell yeah.
Oh man, he's amazing. He was an amazing drummer. He still is. He was a fresh injection of young blood for Warbeast, because we were all, old weathered, fucking, metal dogs from, the 80s. And he gave us that young, blast beat, modern metal edge, which we really needed that. And if you're gonna have a young member, the drummer, that was the best thing for us. That definitely gave us some more gas in the tank.
Fuck yeah.
So Blue, Joey Gonzalez, he was absolutely exceptional at the time and still is now, right?
Yeah, he is.
And it takes that. You guys were very fortunate to have him around at that time. Absolutely. And he was, likewise very fortunate to have you guys around.
Well, he met Phil through us, and so that led him, to great things. He got to tour the world.
Yeah. So happy for him, man. It's pretty kick-ass to think about.
Absolutely.
You got to do drugs in so many different countries.
Probably.
Well, at least smoke weed.
Right.
He's a brother of the ganja.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed.
Absolutely. And that's 100% with Blue, man. Like, hey, man, me and Blue, when we got to know each other, I've always been that guy, right? He would like, when I would pull up to a Warbeast show or a Texas Metal Alliance show, like back in the beginning, he'd like hop in my car and I'd be like, bro, what's up? You know, it's good to see you. He'd be like, man, it's good to see you. I mean, like just being my friend, right? He was that way, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a very friendly guy, man. Totally cool, 100% badass dude.
We used to, after practice and everyone would leave, he would stick behind, and me and Bruce would be sitting there telling him stuff, and he was soaking up the knowledge, you know.
I think so. I agree.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You know, and the experiences, you know, like he would ask me questions about things, and like you could just tell, man, wow, this dude is really, you know, enjoying this process. He knew what he was doing.
Yes. It was fucking it was definitely a good time.
Hey, Rick Perry, I have Self Will Run Riot queued up. You want to play?
Go ahead. Sure.
This is your song, right?
No, this is actually Scott's.
Okay.
That's all right. It's a good one. I play the lead on it.
Can everybody hear that good?
Hell yeah.
Listen to that shit.
We thought we could stop whenever we wanted. We thought our house could never be haunted. Loss of control, symptom of disease, sacrifice soul, dependency. Self will run riot. Self will run riot. Trapped in illusion, another state of mind. Avoiding a mirror, just one more time. Searching for answers.
Listen to those fucking drums.
Self-destructive. Thoughts of suicide. Self will run riot. Self will run riot. Justification, desolation, substitution, destruction, degradation, dereliction, isolation, and loss of control. Lying and cheating, you're the ones away, but you don't give a damn until neither do they. Doctors and preachers are failing to save us, sealing yourselves at the end of the day. End of the day.
Rick Perry. Definitely Rick Perry. Fuck, I hate to stop that.
That's a good one.
That was badass.
Hey, Rick Perry, you got your guitar?
Yeah, but
Fingers warm?
nah. maybe.
Hey,
Well,
when you play, do you have like a warm up regiment?
no, not really. Just play
As long as you're
songs.
playing,
Yeah,
you've got like 100 different songs to choose from, and you just pick one that you're feeling at the moment and warm up.
yeah. I usually play cover songs and stuff to warm up. Songs by somebody else.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like AC/DC or Priest or
Wow.
whatever.
That's
Uh,
crazy. It's
I'm
funny
I'm
to
not
think
trying to
about you jamming some Angus Young.
yeah, I'm
What?
not trying to tell anybody how to live their life, but I will say there are benefits to stretching out the forearms and the fingers
Oh,
before
sure,
any
Oh, I
exercise
sure.
have
and
to.
whatnot.
I have to play. It takes me at least 5 or 10 minutes for my fingers to start doing what I really want them to do.
Yeah,
And I play nothing like you.
yeah. And
And drink
your classic song "To Tell the Truth." It's a good one.
Ah,
and
thank you
and
very
drink
much.
lots of water.
Rick, aren't you doing a metal tribute where you do a bunch of different
Yeah.
cover tunes? Headbanger.
Yep. That's John Perez and myself. We
Nice.
Yep. We have a side band called Headbanger, and when the need arises and the heavy metal logo shines in the sky, then we assemble and play cover songs by obscure bands like we do Demon, we do Witch Find, we do Holocaust, we do some Saxon, Priest, old Iron Maiden, just kind of obscure classics. And we've done a couple of shows so far. We've done probably about 5 or 6 shows so far. I think we'll do another one here in a couple months. But that's a
That's
lot
pr-
of fun.
that's probably where the money is.
You are kind of that little surprise band that pops in and is
Probably. Did you say
kicks everybody's
probably?
ass.
Yeah, that's we are a surprise band. I mean, we opened up for Raven not too long ago. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, what's that mean, Rick Perry? How many people were there?
How many people with Raven? It was probably
Yeah.
about 60, 75.
Well,
It was a Monday night on the rail, so
yeah, yeah. So, are you playing to large crowds? Have you had a chance to play to like a larger crowd with Iron Jaw?
the largest crowd that Iron Jaw played to was probably at the Bruce Corbett Memorial. He had asked us before he died. He asked if we would play at his memorial,
Mm-hmm.
and of course I said yes. He asked for us and Rabid Flesh Eaters to play at his memorial, so we did, and that was probably the biggest crowd we played to yet. I think that I can think of. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had some good shows. We had some pretty good shows at the Haltom Theater. We had some pretty good crowds out there, especially during the pandemic. Because they were one of the few places that was putting on shows, letting bands put on shows, and as long as it was like I think a half capacity, then they could still put on a show.
Well, I know you got a great recording over at MediaTek. I got to catch that show.
Oh yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah, that was nice. Carrie and these guys over there took care of you. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that was cool too. That was a good show. I mean, this playing original metal, you're not going to get huge crowds. There's some. I would like Iron Jaw. My goal for this year would be for Iron Jaw to get to open up some national acts. Like if a band like Accept or Saxon came through, if we could open up for them, because I think that there's a lot of people in Dallas Fort Worth who would like Iron Jaw's music if they just knew about us. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't know about us. And so that's what I want to do is, try to get on some national acts so that, the people who come to see them, I think will like what we have to offer and, come check us out.
Well, and another thing, Rick, I've invited you guys over. I know your schedule was booked, but we're primarily a Dallas band. We pull on this side of the Metroplex.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
need
are a Fort Worth band. You guys
yeah,
pull on that side. I mean, we need to join because I know our audience would love you guys and vice versa. But the other thing is, look at there's a lot of things going on. I hear San Antonio is just on fire right now.
yeah.
Now you're
You know,
talking. Now you're talking, boys.
Tuesday, Wednesday nights, man. There's 50, 75 people for any given show, and they're not going out because they know who you are. They're going out because they know that club's bringing in some good stuff from out of town, and they want to
Really?
be a part of it.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City. I'll get together. We're trying to book some stuff more, kind of. Not that we want to neglect our Dallas and Fort Worth fans, but make them a little hungrier and get out there and
Well,
these
bro,
some of these
part
towns.
of their challenge is that they don't have a drummer, so they don't really have
Yeah,
the
yeah,
option right now.
Well,
sure.
But for sure, always the idea locally, if you want to get out locally, is you got Austin, you got Houston, you got Oklahoma.
Love
Just
it.
depends on how far you want to go.
Well, I mean, our philosophy is if we can get there in 4.5 hours, why not? Fort Smith, Arkansas. There's these little scenes that are out there that I'm finding that we're not a part of, and we
yeah.
have no idea they're even really going on. So I think they need to get a Dallas assault of some music.
Well, Randy, our drummer situation will be resolved very soon, and we'll definitely be doing some shows together this year. I hope so.
Get Todd back there, make him do double duty.
No, no.
Yeah, he needs to be out front.
I know that's right.
I mean, you
Oh
know,
man,
like
have you heard that pyromaniac shit?
he
Pyromancer. Have
he's a
you
great
heard that?
drummer. He's a great drummer. We've played,
Fuck yeah, he is.
we played drums. We
Oh,
played the
yeah.
Iron Jaw songs with him playing drums, and they sound great. But I never have thought that a drummer can be a very good front man. It never works. But the only band that has a drummer that sings that I can think of is Exciter, that Canadian speed metal band, and I love them. But even them, it's just kind of a rare thing.
Yeah, I was kidding, man.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
But drummers and bass
So
players.
anybody listening who doesn't already know, Todd Pack is the singer for Iron Jaw, and he is also a fucking killer drummer. He's played drums in many metal bands over the years here in Fort Worth. And but he belongs out front with these new songs. Have you heard this new shit? This pyromancer shit? It's crazy what Todd's doing.
I haven't heard the new one. I heard the last the what y'all did the last
Tonight we raid.
yes,
Tonight
Todd,
we raid.
the
Even that.
video that Todd did, self-produced video, that was awesome. Did everything on his iPhone. I mean, that's
Yeah.
great DIY stuff, man. I mean, I'm keeping up, man. I'm keep taking notes over here.
Well, Randy, we're gonna do some shows together. I guarantee.
Sounds great.
It's on my list, and yeah, and we do want to play some more shows in Dallas.
Well, guys, I'm going to pop off, man. It was great hopping on. Thanks, Ricky, for the invite. We will see you soon. And come out and see Raid. We're playing over at O'Reilly's next show.
Next show.
All right, say something outrageous before you log out.
Rock and roll pussy hole.
That's something. we'll give him something for an effort.
Ricky, I'm gonna have to go pretty soon myself.
Yeah, of course, man. Rick Perry, you're fucking awesome, man. Thanks for all your time tonight.
I gotta work early in the morning.
Me and you both.
Yeah. What time do you get up?
Tomorrow's gonna be early. Yeah. What my schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I work. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I take care of my grandson. So I really don't have days off. I just have times off.
Hey, Rick.
And so my time off tomorrow is to sleep in a little bit after having some beers, unless my grandson is sick or something like that. Then all of a sudden you got to be there. It's action time.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Rick.
Yes.
Before you leave, what do you want the people to remember you by?
Remember me by?
Yeah. How do you want to be remembered?
Oh man. I guess just by my, a cross section of all my bands, of listening to, War Beast or Gamicide or Puncture or Iron Jaw, I'm just trying to be consistent, and I've dedicated my whole life to metal pretty much, and I mean, you can listen to any of my bands and hear that, I think, and I can't really pick one of my bands that's a favorite, although I like what I'm doing right now. I think it's closest to my heart as far as what, it's like the closest thing to the music that I started off getting into. That was the whole idea of Iron Jaw, was to go back to the music that inspired me in the first place to be a musician. And
yeah,
so,
and you've been saying that for a while. So
yeah. And so that's what, and I hope I continue Iron Jaw, to the end of my career.
I hope y'all keep writing songs on this level. Dude, those songs are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think
Most
the songwriting
definitely.
is good. Yeah, it's good. I think that's one of our strengths, is definitely we got some good songs.
Well,
Yeah,
Rick Perry,
good songs
Iron
and
Jaw,
good recording.
Thank
Iron
you.
Jaw,
Appreciate it, Dave.
the Crypt of Rodan is fucking kick ass. That
I know
song is off
you
the
love
hook.
that.
Yeah, I do too, man. I'm telling you, that song is fucking killer. And so then tonight we raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's classic fucking kick ass metal, kick your fucking teeth in.
Thank you very
Metal.
much. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, it is. It fucking is. And then now this pyromancer.
And if you ever and Ricky, if you ever want to use some of that music to, like, on your podcast, if you need some metal intro music or something, you can use any of our stuff.
Thank you, Rick Perry. I do all the time. I play it all the time.
Cool.
But now I have two songs. I've had Tonight We Raid, so I've been playing that forever. And now I'm going to be playing Pyromancer also. So thank you.
Yeah.
And all the viewers of Outlaw Video TV and Blow Your Brains Out with Ricky Warden and Dave Jarvis can thank Rick Perry for another Pyromancer song. And of course, in the future, Rick Perry, all of your shit, y'all put out a new song, you can count on us to promote it here.
I'll come here and premiere it.
Please do. And bring Todd on. Please bring Todd.
Yeah, Todd, he does podcasts too. So yeah, we'll bring him on next time.
So everybody, Todd Pack has a podcast too. What's that podcast called?
Metal Bros.
Metal Bros.
Yeah,
So
it's on
just
Monday
type
night.
that in on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's Todd Pack.
Yeah.
And man, like, I don't know what songs. Do y'all have another song already in the can recorded?
I think our next one is called Order of the Golden Dawn.
No way. Really going there?
One. Yeah.
All right. So everybody, Order of the Golden Dawn, maybe. Not officially.
Well, no, that one's definitely coming. I don't know if that's the next one or not.
Oh, okay. So you do have a couple of songs recorded, like completely.
Oh yeah, we got that
All
one.
you're really waiting on is the timing and then making a video.
That we got Order of the Golden Dawn. We got one called Cursed. We got one. We got one called The Wolf King.
Wolf King.
We got one called Bury the Snake.
All right.
And
Okay, everybody.
then we got one called.
You go.
Yeah. So we got a couple more coming.
Yeah. That's what's more important than anything else here tonight. We have a lot more already in the can recorded.
More metal to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you very much for having me on your.
Is it on the level of Pyromancer and Tonight We Raid, or are you just giving us the good stuff first?
I think we have some of the best stuff yet to come. Yeah.
It's all good, Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be great from the beginning to the end.
Well,
thank you very much, Rick, for hanging out with us till the end.
Oh yeah. Love
You're
you
a
guys.
hero, bro.
Thank you
very
so
much, brother. Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right.
We'll see you next
guys-
time. We're going to go ahead and play for everybody listening and Rick Perry himself. Tonight we rage.
We're coming to invade your city, to purge the land and cast you out. Driven by the ancient ones, we'll burn your temples to the ground. I'll burn them down. Beat the drums of war for those that came before us. Cargo now on board. It's you we're headed for. Flying low. That's daylight breaks. Run for cover. Tonight we rain. Ah yeah. Not simple battle legions, black leather angels travel far, far and wide. Light strikes upon the anvil, 5 points upon the sacred star, automatic star. Beat the drums of war for those that came before us. Cargo now on board. It's you we're headed for. Flying low. That's daylight fades. Run for cover. Tonight we rain. There's an altar. We got the fun of senator. Tonight we rain. Did you capture time in a bottle? Do you recall the sound of a distant house?
God damn, I fucking love that. Don't you love that shit? Fuck, I love that. It blows me away how good that is. Let me put this into perspective. What new music do you like? What new music are you listening to? Yeah, how about that? Do we have anybody watching? Do we have anybody want to leave a comment before I end this show? What new music do you like and are listening to? I can tell you what I like and what I listen to. You might not like it. I don't give a fuck, but I can tell you it's heavy. You know, if you've been following us here on Outlaw Video TV for a while, I've been listening to bands like Resist and Bite. That's right. There's a band called Resist and Bite. They have a debut record out that's killer. And it reminds me of a little bit of a time when I had a band that was my favorite band. And Resist and Bite's not my favorite band, but they're a kick-ass band. But I had a favorite band when I was a young man. And one of my record store manager, record company executive friends said, "Oh, that band will be lucky if they put out another record as good as that first record called The Warning." And I said, "Dude, you can't fucking hear music. Something's wrong." And that band was Queensryche, and they went on to put out Operation Mindcrime and Empire. So this band, Resist and Bite, I'm not saying that, I'm just telling you, they're fucking kick-ass. They're recording new music, and there's a lot to be excited about with this band, Resist and Bite. And I fully expect to have them here on Outlaw Video TV, blowing their fucking brains out together with you and I. Also, I've been listening to Walls of Sound, a band called Walls of Sound. You know, that would be kind of funny. I should screen control Walls of Sound and play that for you. But local bands, not many. You know, I listen to Raid. They don't have new music, but Raid, everybody listen to Raid. Randy Roy, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. But that Iron Jaw, yeah, I actually listened to it. You know, if you're a fan of heavy metal music and you like thrive on heavy metal music, like you really have to have good music. Yeah, Iron Jaw, man. These guys take the time to like craft a fucking song like Aerosmith or something. I mean, it's hard to put into perspective what they're doing, but you can listen to it, especially those songs, Crypt of Rodan, the newer songs that they're releasing, Tonight We Raid that we've been playing, and then also the Pyromancer. That song, listen to it. It's crazy. The riff is like as simple as Grinder. I mean, it's so fucking simple, and it's a 3/4. It's a 4/4 beat. Sorry, like 120 all the way through. So it's a very simple song, but the vocal like arrangement and compilation, the textures that it creates it's another level. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about, everybody. While I think about it, I've got a beer to drink. I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about it. I'm going to play another song, and if anybody has something to say, go ahead and put it in the chat. If you want to give me some money, because you know what, I can take your money. I sure can. You can love me with some money, but you don't have to. You just can if you want to. Now, this is my nice introduction song. Doesn't that sound good? Sounds good to me. I hope it sounds good to you too. That is the band The Trespassers. The song is Killdozer. And I use that intro to move a pile of shit out of the way. So something like this sounds better.
Here comes our criminal now. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, thank you for listening to that hell-raising guitar playing by the one and only Rick Perry on lead guitar, featured there with the band Me and My Dead Friends. The song is called Tell Ya the Truth. All right, this is my ending tonight and my gift to you. Hopefully, I don't lose my... I don't